All right, guys, in the last video, we implemented local storage. We're now able to add items to local storage, and we fetch them as well because we're setting our items in our data structure to get them from local storage initially. So now what we want to do is handle the updates, because right now, if I update something, it'll show, in the UI, but as soon as I reload, it goes back to whatever's in local storage. So what we're going to do is go down to, let's see, we're going to go down to the item update submit function inside the main app controller, which is right here. And I'm going to go right before we clear the edit state, and we're going to update local storage. So we're going to call our storage controller. We're going to call a method called update item storage, and we're going to pass in the updated item. Okay, updated item is coming from here. It's coming from when we call the update item method inside of the item controller. So let's go ahead and create this function, this method right here, update item storage. So we're going to go up to our storage controller. We'll go right here, and let's say update item storage. And that's going to take in the updated item. Okay, and then what we want to do here is, let's see, we're going to say let items equals, and then we're going to pull out of local storage the items and then wrap it in JSON parse. All right, so local storage dot get item items. All right, so now we have whatever is in there. All right, now we want to loop through the items, so we're going to say items dot for each, pass in our callback function. All right, and we're going to just say item as our iterator, and then I'm also going to pass in index so that we know the index of the iteration. And then we're going to do an if statement, and we're going to say if the updated item dot ID, okay, so whatever's passed in, this updated item, if its ID is equal to the current iteration, the current item ID, then we want to splice it out. We basically want to remove it. So we'll say items.splice, and we'll pass in the index where it's at. We want 1 from the index, so we want to delete 1 from whatever that index is. All right, and then replace it with updated item. Okay, and then we just want to reset the local storage. So we'll go under the for each, and let's just do this right here. Just set the local storage again to items. All right, so we'll save that. So let's go ahead and try it. Now we'll go to ice cream. Let's say we want to change it to 600, or we'll say ice cream bar 600 update. Okay, it updates in the UI, which it was doing before anyways, but let's reload, and it stays. Okay, it stays because we've updated it in local storage as well, which is exactly what we want. All right, now I was going to do the delete in a different video, but I think we have enough time here, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go down to the submit delete, which is right here, item delete submit, and go right here. And we're basically doing the same thing for all of the different CRUD functions. So let's say delete from local storage, so storage controller, and we're going to have a method called delete item from storage. So notice that I like to specify that it's from storage with all of these methods that we create, just so we know that it's actually from storage and not just from the item controller. All right, even though it's assigned to storage controller still. So let's pass in the ID, which will do the same thing we've done up here, and that's pass in the current item ID. And then we'll go up to our storage controller. And let's go right under the update. We'll say delete items from storage. Oops. Function. And that's going to take in the ID. Now this is going to be almost identical to update item storage, except we're not passing in this updated item. So let's just copy this whole thing right here and paste that in. All right, because what we're doing is we're getting it from local storage, we're looping through, except there's no updated item. What we want to check is if this ID right here being passed in is equal to the current iteration, the current item ID. If it is, then we want to splice it out from the index, one from the index, except we don't want to pass this in here. We just want to delete it. We're not adding something else. So then we just want to reset the local storage. All right, so let's save. And let's go ahead and click. Actually, I'll just add something crazy. Okay, so that stays. That's in local storage. Let's go ahead and delete. It's gone. Let's reload, and it stays gone. All right, so we're now deleting from local storage. Now, the very last thing we need to do here in terms of functionality is the clear all. Right now, I can clear it all in the UI, but if I reload, it's still there. So we need to do that in local storage as well. So what we'll do is add to our storage controller right under the delete from storage. We'll add clear, let's say clear items storage, or clear items from storage. Okay, and this is very, very simple. All we have to do is say local storage dot remove item items. That will clear it all out. All right, so where do we want to call this? We want to call this down. Let's see, right here, clear all items click. So this is where it actually removes it from the UI. So we'll go right under that. And we'll say clear from local storage. So storage controller dot clear items from storage. Okay, so let's save. Let's go ahead and clear all. Let's reload, and they're still gone. All right, guys, so that is our application. So we have quite a bit of code here, actually. If you look at the little preview over here on the side, what do we have here? Almost 500 lines of code. And it's all vanilla JavaScript. No libraries, no jQuery, no frameworks, no compiling, no build tools. It's all just regular JavaScript working with the DOM, working with local storage, all just pure JavaScript. So I think that that's something that's rare in courses and tutorials, and that's what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to make something that was just pure JavaScript. You can take this, throw it up on any server. You don't even need a server. You can just open it from your file system, and everything just works. Okay, now could you do more with this? Of course you could. So I would challenge you to make this even better. Maybe you could add days of the week or something like that, or start to implement dates where you add, certain meal items and calories for dates, and then you can add the calories for that particular day. There's a lot more that you can do, that you can add on with this application. You could even switch from using local storage to using some other, RESTful API or something like that, and use fetch. So there's a lot you could do, but hopefully this gets you guys started. You know, the module pattern is something that I really like. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like using a framework, but not using a framework. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this project, and thanks for watching.